I often make debatable videos, but there is one thing that is not up for debate, and that is that this gameplay is absolutely completely flawless, and really couldn't have gone any better. Actually, you won't regret watching this. Hey everyone, I'm here, and today we have a short and sweet commentary with a flawless 23-0 Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. Somehow, I don't die the entire game, and I didn't even really realize it because I was playing pretty aggressive here. I'll fight anyone to death in these comments if you think that this gameplay is the most beautiful one you've ever seen. After all, this is the Call of Duty that just turned 15 in the last few days. Can you believe that it has been that long? I was 13 when this game came out. Now I'm 28, time's really flying, and it is flying by fast. I still remember when my grandparents gifted me an Xbox 360 for Christmas that year with Halo 3, and then as a throwing game that I didn't even really care about at the time, Call of Duty 6, otherwise known as Modern Warfare 2 2009. Good times with these old Call of Duties. It is harder and harder to have good games. Mainly because the people who are still playing know the maps really well, and just, they know what they're doing. I mean, it has been 15 years of playing, so sometimes you gotta camp to get nukes now. But today, it is a good gameplay. No nuke, but it is aggressive. Got calling some AC-130s, which is my favorite kill streak, and no deaths. So enjoy, no matter what. I'd rather play these old, washed-up Call of Duties with all the old heads than the new ones. I don't mind the new Call of Duty, I just kind of suck at it, and I have to play alone so I don't get my friends cracked. Out-skill-based matchmaking lobbies. Even though this gameplay is perfect, we're far from that. Today marks 1 week since I quit my job, and it has been a chill time, moving, relaxing, and taking some time away from the grind. But I think I've grown a little bit complacent. I've taken about a 90% pay cut since leaving my job. So there is definitely some pressure that I'm putting on myself to get back to work. I'm starting to smell the barn, and it is time to grind. I'm making this video to motivate myself and share my thought process as I enter a new chapter of my life, as well as share and reiterate some things that I'm planning on doing in the future for this channel. I spent my short professional lifetime so far setting myself up to quit my job and go my own way, and I lived like a total cheapo, and I lived with my parents for like half my 20s. I didn't spend much on clothing, didn't buy any new cars or anything like that. I just saved and invested. And now it is time to double down on myself. This week, I want to start looking for software clients and offer my skills to whatever company needs it in the hopes of finding some more income without a job. And in terms of YouTube, well, I just see so much hate in the comments for my controversial videos about politics, business, or dating, so I think I'm going to stop. I'm just going to make videos about nothing, not you can screw off. And I'll continue to post whatever I want. I only go stronger with the hate, just like Trump. See, I bet I got you there. I bet at least aggravated a few people. And I hope it did, because being aggravated by some guy's words on the internet is weak. We need to have a sense of humor and not be offended once in a while. Okay, I'm not even a diehard Trump guy. Anyways, I'll also ramp up the quality, hopefully the quantity of my YouTube videos, which has a smaller yet important income to me right now, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. I'm looking forward to some more deeper, maybe controversial videos, and I'm hoping to kind of continue my video essay type things because those seem to be my best videos. And the ones I enjoy making the most, I've made a few about work, dating, politics with solid results, and even if they're controversial, I don't mind because I'm genuinely curious about people's opinions and how everyone thinks. Feel free to tell me if I'm completely incorrect or ignorant or whatever I'm talking about. It is fine with me. In terms of if I'll succeed, we'll see, only time will tell. Because if you delay or procrastinate on your dreams, they will not happen. It is easy to be comfortable, to get complacent, and stick with the status quo. When you start, it won't be flawless. Unlike this gameplay, but just start. I mean, look at my first few YouTube videos. And as an example, it was awful audio. Clearly super scripted. And over time, I just found that I got better, and you'll get better. And find the rhythm of your new adventure. This is mainly a message to me. Don't delay anymore. It is time to get back to work. Just start, and the rest will fall into place. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of this gameplay. I'm doing some great work in the AC-130 as you can see. The weak finesse. Stupid Stinger users will not stop me, and nothing will stop me. So please enjoy this really aesthetic slow-motion AC-130 final kill. And I hope everyone has a fantastic week and can find their groove. Remember, it is time until the next one. Peace out. Friends, let's talk for a moment about this journey, this winding path we're all on, especially as we navigate our 20s and early 30s, when the world seems to throw a million different ideas of what success looks like. I remember when I was just starting out, fresh out of college, feeling that immense pressure to keep up, to buy the latest gadgets, to experience everything right now, but deep down, I knew that wasn't the path for me. I saw friends racking up debt for things that wouldn't bring lasting joy, buying cars they couldn't truly afford, chasing a lifestyle that felt, well, a little hollow. I chose a different route, a quieter one. Some might even say boring. I focused on saving, on investing, on understanding the power of compound interest. It wasn't glamorous, not by a long shot. I drove an older car, wore clothes until they practically fell apart. And yes, I lived with my parents for a significant chunk of my 20s. And you know what? I have no regrets. That seemingly boring approach allowed me to build a foundation, brick by painstaking brick, that now gives me the freedom to explore opportunities like quitting my job and pursuing my own ventures. It is not about being a millionaire overnight. That is the get-rich-quick fantasy that often leads to disappointment and financial missteps. It is about the boring truths of consistent saving, smart investing, and letting the mathematical inevitability of compounding do its work. Think about it, a small amount, saved consistently over a long period, will always outperform sporadic, large investments made without a plan. It is not magic. It is just math. And that brings me to the idea of anti-fragility in our finances. We hear a lot about being resilient, bouncing back from setbacks. But anti-fragility is about becoming stronger because of those setbacks. When you build a solid financial base, when you have an emergency fund, when you're not living paycheck to paycheck, you're not just resilient, you're anti-fragile. A market downturn, a job loss, an unexpected expense. These things don't break you. They can actually make you stronger. You have the breathing room to make rational decisions, to find new opportunities, to even invest during those downturns when others are panicking. That is not fear. That is foresight. That is playing offense with a strong defense. And speaking of defense, let's talk about patience. In a world that constantly bombards us with instant gratification, patience is a superpower, especially in investing. The market has its ups and downs, its ebbs and flows. Trying to time it perfectly is a fool's errand, a recipe for stress, and often for losses. Instead, a patient, long-term approach, consistently investing rain or shine, through bull markets and bear markets, that is where true wealth is built. It is boring, yes, but it is effective. It is the tortoise and the hare. And in the world of personal finance, the tortoise wins every single time. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I want to enjoy my life now. I don't want to wait. And believe me, I get that. I truly do. It is not about deprivation. It is about intentionality. It is about understanding the trade-offs, about choosing experiences and investments that align with your deepest values, rather than just following the crowd. It is about finding joy in the small things, in a simple meal cooked at home, in a walk in nature, in meaningful conversations, rather than constantly chasing the next big thing that promises happiness, but often delivers only fleeting satisfaction. This journey, the one I'm on now, building something for myself after a decade of careful planning, it is not easy. There are moments of doubt, moments of immense pressure. As I mentioned, that 90% pay cut is very real, but it is also incredibly rewarding because I know I'm building something authentic. Something that aligns with my values, something that gives me true freedom, and that is the message I want to share with you. My friends, it is not about how much money you make, it is about how much money you keep, and how wisely you use it. It is about understanding that true wealth isn't just financial, it is the wealth of time, the wealth of freedom, the wealth of being able to choose your own path. So as you navigate your own journey, remember the boring truths, embrace the mathematical inevitability, cultivate patience, build a strong defense, and don't be afraid to take the road less traveled. It might not be the flashiest path, but it is often the most fulfilling, and ultimately the most rewarding. And when it comes to dreams, when it comes to building the life you truly want, there is no substitute for simply starting. It won't be perfect. It won't be flawless from day one. Just like my first YouTube videos, which were, let's be honest, pretty rough around the edges, but every single journey begins with that first step, that first commitment, that decision to just start. And trust me, the rhythm will come, the path will become clearer, and you'll find your groove. So, if you've been procrastinating on a dream, if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, let this be your sign. The perfect moment is now. It is time to get back to work, to build, to create, to live a life that is truly your own. I believe in you. We're all in this together, learning, growing, and striving for a better tomorrow. Peace.